I just leave grocery store, and the girl, she said, "Oh, you have nice accent. Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Russia." And she said, "Oh, do you play basketball in Russia? I know a lot of Americans, they go and play basketball." I said, "No, I'm not American. I am Russian who does Russian thing." She said, "Oh, because my friend dad, he play basketball in Russia." I'm not your friend's dad. I'm not your friend's dad. I am black Russian who does Russian thing. Что это такое? But excuse me. She said, "Oh, do you like New Jersey?" I said, "Of course not. It is just as cold and miserable as Russia, but the vodka is much worse." Mother Russia.
But I'm just going to point out the obvious, and that's if you just closed your eyes and listened to him, you would swear that was just a regular Russian. And what I mean by regular Russian, I mean like a white guy. That's crazy to hear his accent was so deep like that. And I can understand why someone would think, especially a white person would think that, I don't know. Matter of fact, no, if I heard a black person with that accent, there's no doubt that they grew up in Russia. But then he addressed the stereotype for the fact that that he was black. You know, the obvious reason for him to be there was for playing basketball. So, I mean, I can understand how that could be a little upsetting, you know, and stereotypical. That's extremely stereotypical. But, I mean, at the same time, you're in a place where you're a rarity. So the majority of the reasons that black people are there are probably for sports, especially someone of his size.
What Russians think about black people. You have to consider that Russia is like 90% white people. Like literally you can live all life in Russia and never see one black person in your life. So they're always like super exotic. We take pictures with them when we see them. Since we never had this experience and education, we can use words that you guys would never use here referring to black people. And not because we're racist and we hate somebody, because we're not educated on race sensibilities and we never participated in the history of you know what. So we think like, I can say that. It doesn't sound offensive coming from a Russian.
Hey YouTube, I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so if you're enjoying the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Man, that's a pretty crazy thought to have, to know that you could be in a country, and I guess we take this in America for granted, being that it's a melting pot, but knowing that you could be in a country and live your whole life and never see a black person. Not saying that black person, we're just the gems and the mothers and the holy grail of the earth. But I'm just saying, like, and it's probably the same for Asians as well. But just for the fact that she said you could go your whole life without ever seeing a black person is pretty damn crazy. And that's why, you know, they get such a reaction when they see us. The same happens in Japan. I'll do a video on Japan, and it's pretty much the same. But also addressing the racial aspect, you know, we have to remember that in America, racial equality is fought for. So certain words, you know, are deemed bad. But if another country learns that word in association with a derogatory term, you know, relating to black people, they don't know the history behind it. They just know that this is what they refer to us as. So, you know, you kind of have to give them a slight, like she said, give them a break on that, because they have no history of knowing where those words came from and the impact of them, and to show sensitivity when it comes to that aspect. But that's pretty good insight from a Russian.
What if I told you that one of the places where black men feel the most loved and appreciated is Russia? Yes, Russia, a country many people never expect. But the truth is surprising, and many black men who live or travel there say the same thing. Russian women really admire them. In big cities like Moscow, St. Petersburg, and Kazan, it's becoming more common to see Russian women attracted to black men. And it's not just about looks. Many Russian women say they love the confidence, kindness, and positive energy that black men bring. They also admire the unique culture, fashion, and sense of humor. Russian women are known for being loyal, caring, and serious about relationships. When they love, they give their whole heart. They judge character, not skin color. That's why many black men say they feel respected, valued, and even protected in Russia. They also enjoy learning about African culture, music, food, dance, and traditions. For many Russian women, dating a black man feels exciting, meaningful, and different in a beautiful way. In a world full of stereotypes, Russian women are proving one powerful truth. Love has no borders, no color, and no limits.
If you're a Russian female and you see this video, leave a comment down in the comment section and tell me how true this is. I have no doubt that attraction is attraction, and, especially about interracial attractions as well. And I think there's something to be said about cross-cultural attractions as well. The differences in culture, let alone the skin tone and, the built-in tension that's already there for interracial couples. But if it is a true thing that Russian women are attracted to black male because of the reasons that they say, for the charisma, for the style, and things like that, then leave it down in the comments. Let me know. Or if anyone that has friends that has any experience with interracial black men dating Russian women, how those went.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you want to say something on camera? Do you want to speak on camera for YouTube? Give me your hand for 1 second. Your hand. All right. Say whatever you want.
Can I speak in Russian?
No problem. Russian. No problem.
Всем привет, я очень рада здесь находиться, я тоже приезжая, и это прекрасный Питер. Я рада, что я посетила его, и я желаю всем тут побывать. Тут прекрасная архитектура, очень яркие, замечательные люди. Я очень рада.
Hello. Я только изучаю английский, еще не очень хорошо. Вот, я тут живу уже достаточно прилично лет, я тут родилась, поэтому я очень рада. Что еще сказать? Это моя подруга, а он мне очень понравился.
Whatever they said, yes. How do you say Russia is good? How do you say in Russian?
Russian?
Russia is good.
What?
Yes, Russia. Like, what do you say?
Да, Россия.
А?
Да, Россия.
Да, Россия.
Да, Россия.
Да, Россия.
Да, Россия.
Да, Россия.
Да, Россия. Да, Россия.
Traracia. It seems like just in general, Russia is a cool place, just like other countries. We get all this propaganda on TV, that shows what our side wants to depict to us about whoever they show. Just like when the Europeans came to America, it wasn't just the Europeans that were amazed. Like, Americans totally were in awe of these Europeans, seeing all these people from around the country that they would have never met, otherwise. So, I could again see if you're in a predominantly white country and someone from a different culture, especially someone with, or especially someone from Africa or from African descent, comes there and it's that rare. Like, I could see how a culture and people would react warmly to that.
So Black Kings in Russia. They're a hard find, but an easy watch. Like, they're quite easy on the eye for the Russian ladies. Now, generally in Russia, the Black Kings are treated extremely well if, and I say if they have money, charm, and good looks. Most of them are charming anyway. Like, all the married men who are Black Kings will flirt. It's really weird that they don't see flirting as a form of cheating. Which is okay, I guess. It's cool for the Russian ladies. But it's a country that is so sort of dependent on, as a man, you have to be wealthy. That brings you respect and value by other men. There's just a scarcity of them. So if you are a Black King, just take a little trip there. See what you think.
Okay, that's insightful. That's another angle to hear her say you are treated like a Black King if you are rich and charming. I guess that says a lot about the tiers of Black people in Russia. But overall, I feel like the footage that we run over today shows that Blacks are treated in a kind-hearted and open way. I'm sure there are certain sects of Russia that, you know, are not accepting to blacks. That's any country that you go to. There's even parts of Africa where they don't like blacks at. I mean, go figure. But at the same time, it's crazy to know that you do get some kind of prestige if you have money in Russia, and that the women perceive you as a high quality man if you are rich and charming. And she said most of the black men there are married and they're very flirtatious. But I guess that's something that's acceptable. That's kind of an angle to kind of go and check out. Maybe black polygamy. Maybe Russian girls don't mind sharing their black king. But at the same time, I think that with any country around the world that you go to and there's a scarcity of a specific culture or a specific race, that there's going to be an overwhelming interest for that person. We take it for granted living in America because America is a melting pot, and you're liable to see 5 different ethnicities just going to Walmart. So it's nothing new to us when we see someone from a different culture. You pretty much grew up with that. But I could see in a predominantly white place like Russia how seeing a black person would spark intrigue in a way, you know. Let me know in the comment section if y'all want me to do a Black in Asia and show that experience as well. But thank you guys for watching the video. If you're still here, please subscribe. That's the best thing that you can do to help me out so that these videos get pushed out to more people. I appreciate you for taking the time to watch my content, for your comments, and for your likes as well. Until next time.